Chuck here with Apple Drains. Take advantage of our Live Help December special, $50. Sign up online. Hey, good morning. Chuck here with Apple Drains. Today we are down by Disney World, right by the International Airport here in Orlando. It's a chilly morning. You can see we've got on our coats and things. It is cold. What we've got here is a yard drain, French drains, but there is no gravity for it to drain out to the street. So we've got to put in a couple of sump pumps. Let's take a look. He actually had somebody do this a while ago. Be careful when you hire contractors. That's all I can say. Well, let's take a look at what we're going to do. So there's actually 3 areas along the house that have problems. And you can kind of see here is the line that the other person installed in the catch basins. And you can see the water standing. They're not even below ground. It didn't work at all. They tried to discharge right out here at the walk. They went under the walk and they put a pop-up out here at the curb. We offered to drill some curb holes here to try to get more fall, but there really just isn't that much fall to bring that water out at a perfect rate. So a sump pump is a much better option than trying to try to get that gravity here. So we've got this area. We're going to connect a downspout, and out here in his bed it's holding so much water we need to put in a little bit of French drain. We're going to use some of that easy flow pipe for the French drain and a couple of catch basins. Let's go over here on the other side where the other guys are digging to start. Same kind of thing. We've got an area between the homes that is flooding badly, and this is where we're going to put our sump basin. We like to keep it up by the house because it's much easier for electricians to be able to hook up the GFI outlet. But you can kind of see right here, you'll see this line, it's just already out of the ground. It didn't do anything. And what we're doing is cutting off the sod, and then we'll go ahead and make our trench. Put new French drain, it'll be down about a foot or so. Come down through here. We'll come over and tie into the sump basin because it goes down 2 feet. And the basin's going to lift it up and send it out to the front. There's another area in the back. So here in the back, they kind of the same thing. You can see that catch basin and how it's actually just too high to catch any water at all. The downspout drain, because it's solid pipe, it's working, and it comes over here to a pop-up and it discharges there. We're going to extend that line, through the bush out to the alleyway. We're also going to put in a French drain from the corner back here to this point right here, and then we'll tie into a new downspout drain that send it out deeper. This line is just not very deep. I don't know why they didn't go deeper, but so as we're digging, we're wondering why is this so shallow, and we're finding all kinds of reasons. Here's one. It's a broken irrigation line that probably went over to that head, but there's lots of drip irrigation, that stuff there that's been cut as well. There was a catch basin here, if you remember. What I'm doing is pulling up this pipe and getting it out of here because it's just full of water. It had no place to go. When it rained, all this water just came down from those gutters, down that downspout, and just came right up out of the catch basins all over here. So it just made a real muddy mess. We've got to get this down deep enough that we can send the line back by the downspout back there. We'll put a sump basin, and then we can lift it up and pump it out to the front. Okay, so we're here in the front. We've got the sump basin started. I know that sunshine makes it difficult to see, but that's going to go down. Basin sits in there, and you can see how deep this line is coming through. That's because we're starting over here at the end of this bed, and if you can see them in there, there are some irrigation lines. Let's see if we can show you that. Yeah, somewhere down there. There they are, irrigation lines that we had to go on. When you're digging in this type of soil where you've got such a hard base underneath, you can see that it's just super rock hard. There's a little bit of topsoil, and that's why the original people that did this, probably a landscaper, they could not get down deep enough where they didn't want to. And at least that's what the homeowner had told me, was a landscape company did the first install. and you've got to get down through that soil. Sometimes it is really hard to do. You might need a pick, whatever you got to use to get through it. But you can see it does not percolate. It's permeable. It does not let water go through there. And you've got to have a drain here, so we're putting the French drains and catch basins, send it back over there to the sump basin, and that pump's going to lift it up and send it up. Over here on this side, remember that line was way above ground, and now you can see how deep we've got to get. If you can see my boot down there, you know, we're down about 18 inches or so, and it's still rock hard, but that'll give it enough for you to get your French drain in there, whether you use perforated pipe and gravel or easy flow. It doesn't really matter. They're both aggregate. In other words, water will run through the aggregate into your pipe and be carried away. We will put some catch basins back here, and up there where Matt's digging, it might look like it's easier, but it is just as hard. Again, when you have a hard soil, you've got to get that line down. If you don't, your system's not going to work. You know, you've got to do what you got to do. We may come back through here with a pick and just make it a little deeper, but let's get a trench started here. And you can see we've got quite a bit going here. It's been here about an hour, and we've got the 2 basins done, front almost done, and Matt's almost coming up to where it'll turn and go into the sump pit on this side. Remember, there's one more to do in the back. This neighborhood is real similar. I've probably been in a dozen of these neighborhoods. I don't know who the developer is, but if you look back a few years, you'll see these exact same homes in Charlotte, and they're really cool. These are pastels. They were pastels in Charlotte as well, and what they are is, I think they're 3 and 4 bedrooms, and they have detached garages in the back, which is really cool. I like the name. Okay, let me show an example of a bad install. Can you see my finger right here? You can see to the top of the pipe, it's right there. We're only down about 1.5 inches, and here's the Y right here, and you can see the catch basin is way too high, and the entire line, they didn't bury it at all. So if you're going to do it yourself, I have seen homeowners do this, and you know, dig a little deeper, guys. It really isn't that much more to do. You've already started your trench. Try to get it down, you know, at least a shovel, you know, deep. Better is about, you know, 12 to 14 inches deep, but get it as deep as you can. And this one has plenty of gravity. It's going out, you can see it's downhill, and we'll come out down there by the tree and let it go on into the alley. So you can see just how shallow this thing is. I mean, I pulled the shovel, but it's not underground enough to make it work. And in the other 2 areas of the house, water actually got underneath of it and just pushed it right back up. You've got to get down at least a shovel, downspout drains, especially if you add a catch basin. Otherwise, water will come down and it'll come right back up out of the catch basin, and it doesn't work. So let's go ahead and pull this out. So let's give it a test. Kicks on. You can see it draining it out of there really quick. And out there at the walk, let's see if it made it out past to the pop-up. Wasn't much water in that sump basin, so it might not have been enough to push the pop. Oh yeah, I can see it came out there. Yeah, you can see the stain out in the street. It came right out, no problem. So we're all set, and you can see it running on down the road. Perfect, nice installation. Okay, over here on pit number 2, we've got our pump installed. Riser comes up, check valve comes out, and you can see the 1.5 inch discharge. It's in the same pipe, or in the same trench as the yard drain, French drain. And then what we did was we used some of their existing pipe where they, remember this job was already done and the guy spent quite a bit, but it didn't work. But we were able to push our pipe, you know, through so that it'll pop up. You'll go to the pop-up out here. Let me show you. We were able to push our 1.5 inch through so that it'll come out and discharge here at this pop-up, which is great. And everything's looking really good. We've got the pit. We tied the downspout in right there as well. And we've got easy flow here in the back. That's going to be the aggregate portion of the job. And then we switched over to just perforated with the sock around it, which still allows drainage, but all this water is running back into that area back here. So we've got the catch basin to pick up the surface water, and then we've got the French drain picking up subsurface water, and we began the line with a catch basin as well, so that we can, this is also a low spot, so it picks up all that water. Remember, when you're doing your install, just think about where you live there, you know where your water pulls up. Think about where those low spots are. That's where you want to put the catch basins. Between the low spots, you'll run, your French drain, whether it be perforated pipe surrounded by gravel, or in this case, we're using easy flow, perforated pipe surrounded by real dense packing peanuts, styrofoam, encased in fabric. Either one works great. I think the easy flow works really much better than gravel. I've had great results with it. Been using it near 10 years, and it works great. So let's go around to the other side and look at the final yard drain that we did. So we've got the catch basin picking up the immediate surface water runoff. Remember how the system works. Catch basins grab surface water as it floods. If you've got a low spot, that's where you need to put a catch basin. It picks up that surface water. And then we ran some easy flow, which is the French drain. You can see there's some pieces of it. We've got a section that runs all the way through and around, and then it changes to solid pipe. Remember, we've collected the water, we want to keep it, so we changed over to solid, and then we can tie the downspout drain in. Downspout comes in, there's a Y, and it runs all the way out. We're going to come out here and kind of snake it around through these bushes, but it's all good. It comes out, and we'll put a little pop-up. We'll put a pop-up or a grate right here at the end of the line, and this should work really good. Hey, this is Chuck with Apple Drains, reminding you that if you believe you can do something, I guarantee you can do it. Have a great day.